Hey guys, Phil Baumhart here. So for today's knife of the week, I've got a kitchen knife. This one I'm calling the Kitchen Bowie. I've had a couple friends of mine ask me if I do kitchen knives, and I really have not up until this point, with a few exceptions. But had some 1095 steel that somebody gave me. It was like an eighth of an inch thick, something like that. It was pretty thin stuff, which is what the thickness of the spine here is about 3 millimeters, so just a hair under an eighth of an inch. So it's pretty thin stock. Same sort of flat stock I used for the McVie SOG knife that I made for charity. But I figured that would be good steel for doing a kitchen knife. So I made this early on this year, and I wanted to try, the full tang knife thing. I think I had just watched a Neil Kamimura video where he's doing a full tang kukri, something like that, and he had some interesting techniques I wanted to try out. So I think this is my first time actually trying those. Obviously, everything's scaled down a little bit, but it's a cool knife. It feels good in this feels good in a saber grip. Obviously, as a kitchen knife, you're going to be doing it mainly like this. So the finger grooves, there's a find a little finger groove here, keeps your hand from going up on the blade. These feel good, it locks in your hand. The blade isn't quite wide enough to keep your knuckles off the table if you're slicing on a big table or something like that. If you keep the handle hanging off the edge, obviously it's not a big deal, or if you kind of have this kind of sideways pinch grip. So if you do it like this, you can have your blade on the cutting board and your knuckles won't be hitting the table. Slight curves the entirety of the blade, especially up here. So you can do all your cutting and slicing and all that. I wanted to do something that wasn't just looking like a typical chef knife. That's a little bit boring in my mind. So I wanted to kind of do the, I do a lot of Bowie knives, obviously. So I wanted to kind of have that Bowie knife flavor, fully functional kitchen knife. So I did this sort of drop down false edge. I did grind, so it is nice and thin up here, but it's certainly not sharp. This sort of blade profile I sort of took from the Spanish Belduque, I think it's how it's pronounced. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a trade knife of the Spanish colonies, 17, 1800s. The Spanish knives I've always kind of liked the design of. There's a modern maker, Miguel Barbudo, who is making. He does a lot of these sort of drop down clip points like this, I guess we could call it, and his knives are just outstandingly beautiful. So kind of inspired by that for this knife. So I think it looks pretty cool. It looks barbaric, looks different. I think I'll get the job done with the best of them in the kitchen. Just walnut, simple walnut handles. Did some hourglass contouring there, but I am proud of this knife, having forged it all to shape. This is just one of my kind of skill building knives, as well as doing something a little bit different. Maker's Mark came out nice. A kitchen knife doesn't really need a sheath, but I don't really feel like a knife is complete without a sheath. So here's the sheath that I did for it. I did the kind of full stamping on it, like the Ale House dagger I think I showed you last week. But this is just something that if you had to store this in a drawer, keeps the edge safe, or if you wanted to use this as like a camping kitchen knife or something like that, it gives you a way to transport the knife. And I think it just looks nice, just completes the package. But there's no carry method, because this is not meant to be like a belt knife. It's meant to be a kitchen knife. So it's set up for drawing it right-handed. So there's the retention thumb snap. It's good to pull that out of the way, and blade comes out nice and easy. So simple little knife, but I'm happy with it. If you want to own it, it'll be up on the Etsy web store. Link will be in the description box. But there's our balance point. Not that it really matters with a kitchen knife. You want a little blade heavy, but we're still only about 1.5 inches from the handle. No wasted space, no extra ricasso or bolster, so the edge goes all the way to your hands there. Overall length is going to be 16 inches. It's got an 11-inch long blade. Handle's 5 inches. Blade at the widest part is 1 5/8 inches. I think this started out as like 1.5 inches wide stock, something like that. So a little wider than what it initially started on. I did, we've got, I left a lot of the kind of forge marks, fire scale imprints on there, a few hammer marks, but on the, I did grind the cutting edge because I knew this needed to be smooth. And I polished this down. This is probably one of the first knives I did some hand sanding on. And I hand sanded this down to like 1500 grit. So nice smooth cutting edge here. It's going to be a little bit rougher up in here, but still nice smooth cut through whatever foods you're processing, but it's still going to have that kind of rugged primitive look. And this is going to be super lightweight. This is the knife itself is only 9 ounces in the sheath. It's 12.5 ounces. Not that that really matters. The 1095 I of course quenched in the Parks 50, so it's got a good heat treat. Did not do my cold blue on the blade because that is not good to have get on your food. So this has just been quenched and then wire brush. So this is just a natural finish. There's a little bit of brown in the blade from the temper, which is cool. And it being high carbon steel, it'll definitely patina as you use it on more acidic foods. So, and because of how thin this knife is, this is basically a full flat grind. This thing is super duper sharp, which is what you want a kitchen knife to be, obviously. It can look like hell, but it's got a cut. That's what my grandpa would always say about sharpening knives. So it definitely fits the bill. So a simple video, simple knife. Just wanted to show you guys. Again, it'll be on the Etsy web store. You can check that out. See what I got for sale there. If you want a custom knife, feel free to message me on Etsy or Instagram. Those are the best places to get a hold of me. I also have a Facebook page. But that's all I got for you guys today. As always, I appreciate the support. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, be more Viking.